Good morning, students. I hope you are all safe and secure. Take care of your health. Be safe. Wash your hands frequently. Have a nice day. Now, we are all in the first day of 11th class. In past 2 weeks, we just discussed the basic and introduction of the computer, isn't it? A part 1 and a part 2. Today, we are going to start our class based on our this year book. I hope you are all eagerly waiting for the class. Shall we move on to the class? So today we are going to discuss about the topic that means a first chapter named as Introduction to Computer. Introduction to Computer. Until last year, we had 2 volume books for both computer science and computer application. But now government joined 2 volumes as a single volume. They just synchronized the content size and deleted the empty space. From here and there, they remove some of the topic for both classes. That's all. First five chapters and the last 2 chapters are same for both classes. That means 11A and 11B. But apart from this 7 chapters, all other chapters are different. This is the first index part for 11A. This is the first index part for 11B. Here I will show you first 5 chapters. That means unit 1 and unit 5 for 11th A, and for Unit 5 and Unit 6 for 11th B is same. Both 7 chapters are same for both classes 11A and 11B. Apart from this 7 lessons, other lessons are different. For 11A, you are going to study about algorithm. That means a Unit 2 full and full. It's depend upon algorithm. This is a new chapter. It's fully covered algorithm, how to create algorithm, analyze algorithm and specifying algorithm. Then in chapter 2, that means unit 3, you are going to discuss about C++. It's a programming language. From 9th chapter to 16th chapter, you have a programming language named as C++. In previous year, up to 8 chapters in a first lesson, and from 9 to 18 chapters in volume 2. But this year, they synchronize the book. That's all. Contents are same. Only they are removed here and there for some of the topics. Compared to 11A, for 11B, Unit 2 is fully based on OpenOffice. It's like a Word, Excel, PowerPoint. This is basis of Word, Excel, PowerPoint. But there is a software named as Microsoft. Here the software named as OpenOffice. Then in second volume, that means 9th chapter fully based on Internet. 10, 11, 12, 13. These 4 chapters based on HTML. Then Unit 4 fully covered of JavaScript. I hope you are all understand the content. Shall we move on to the topic, guys? In past 2 weeks, in last 2 videos, we are discussed about an introduction and the basics of computer, isn't it? The same thing was discussed here. Most probably we are completing the introduction in last 2 videos. The same thing is discussed here. We need to complete this also. Why? Because the terms are given in your book. So that's why here I will show you. Our first point is computers are seen everywhere around us, isn't it? Each and every place contains a computer. All spheres of life. Without a computer, we didn't do anything. So in education field, research, travel, tourism, weather forecasting, social networking, e-commerce, etc. in other field, not only in this field, we are already discussed in lot of field. With the diagrammatical representation, I will explain what are the characteristics of the computer, what is the use of the computer. Both are same. So if I ask what is the characteristics, write the characteristics of the computer, means you will write these points like an education field or business or marketing or banking or robotics, like this. This is the answer for the question. If I ask what are the characteristics of the computer, what is this? What are the characteristics of the computer? This is the first 3 mark of your book. If I ask this question means you will write this with your point of view, you will write many things. Not only this, you will additionally add marketing, robotics, engineering, etc. It have lot and lot of things. If suppose I ask characteristics of a computer means you will answer this. It contains education, research, travel, tourism, weather forecasting, social networking, e-commerce, etc. Then computer have now become indispensable part of our life. What is the meaning of this word indispensable? Indispensable means essential. Essential. This is the meaning of indispensable. So it's essential things. How we are using a food, shelter and clothing. Likewise, nowadays we are using a computer, isn't it? So it's a very, very most essential thing for our life. Then it is speed is accuracy, speed of performing compared to other things. It's a remarkable things compared to humans. It's a very, 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 very remarkable things. Today, without computer, no organization can run. All other organizations are run with a computer. Without computer, no organization can run. Before a computer, we didn't have that much efficient machine. We have abacus or any other things to performing a calculation, but nowadays we are using a computer. Compared with the previous years, now we have become a paperless things, isn't it? So we are writing something in a paper and store somewhere. It will be missed at any time. So we didn't have a backup or anything. But suppose if we are stored something with computer means it's very, very safe. Compared to other calculating machines or humans, it's very, very, very fast. But manual thing, what is the drawback between a computer and a manual thing means it's very slow and prone to errors. Prone to error means leads to error. But here we represent it slow. But real thing is what means we said computer is the fastest machine in the world. But real thing is human is a very, very, very best computer. That means a fastest machine in the world. But we are idle. We didn't do anything. That's why we are depending others for our work. So it made many, many journeys ago. From abacus till we are discussed many things, isn't it? Pascaline, Napier bones, lot of things we are discussed in a part 2. So from abacus till now we are using a computer travel. Till now they are including and find out many things for our users. The next topic is generations of computer. I hope you are all remember the year of this generation, isn't it? We are already discussed in part 2. Just I show you the generations and the period and the main components. I didn't show you the merits and the demerits of this generation. This is first 5 mark of your book. Second 5 mark of your book, 4.2, question number 4.2. Question named as discuss the various generations of computer. Now I show you 6 generations of computers are discussed, isn't it? How many generations? 6 generations of computer. Till now we are in the 5th generation. 6th generation is going on process, isn't it? We know very well. That is known as artificial intelligence. So this is a 5 mark. You memorized full tabular column. From 1 to 6 you must memorize the question without any lack. First generation. First generation computer, the year based on 1942-56. Year based on what? 1942-56. 1942-56. But the correct apt year is 1942-55. But in our book, in last year, up to last year, this is the year for vacuum tubes. That means the first generation computer. But now they are giving 1940-56. So you memorize this. Whatever things is given in your book, you must memorize that. Don't think of other things. In last video, I refer this year only. Why? Because I refer these things means in a last year book, We are having 1940 to 55, but in our book it is given as 1940 to 56. So we take this only. You remove this from your mind. So we just take that as 1940 to 1956 year. Which components we are going to use? That is known as vacuum tube. It's look like a cylinder. It will hold with some of the tube. It receives the information. It's a glass tube that has its gas removed, creating a vacuum. So here in this vacuum tube also used in radios, telephones, radars, etc. And afterwards we are using this for computing device become smaller in size. First of all, we are creating this to store values and data, to store a value and data. Here I show you the merits as well as demerits of this first generation computer. What does the demerit means? Big in size. It's look like a very big in manner. Example is ENIAC, isn't it? ENIAC, a first generation computer. It have a great drawback, isn't it? It have a great drawback. Why? Because we are already discussed how many vacuum tubes are connected in ENIAC. 17,000 vacuum tubes are connected. 17,000 to 18,000 vacuum tubes are connected. So it's very big in size. Then consumed more power. It is considered as demerits. So you put merits as well as demerits. Consumed more power means it will take a lot of energies for requiring the work. Malfunction due to overheat. Malfunction means error function. Malfunction means what? Error function. Why this error happened means due to overheat. Why it becomes overheats? It's big in size. It consume more power means supposed one machine that consume more power means it is overheated. This machine level languages was used here. Machine level languages was used, that is zeros and ones. In this first generation, we have EDVOC, UNIVOC 1, EDVOC, UNIVOC 1. Then in the UNIVOC weighted about 27 tons. The size is 8 feet into 100 feet into 3 feet. It consumes how many watt means 1050 watts of power. How many watts? 1050 watts of power. First generation period is 1940 to 56. Here we are using main components as vacuum tubes. This is the demerits as well as merits of first generation computer. Is it clear? Second generation computer. Here this is an example for first generation. That means first generation computer ENIAC, EDVOC, UNIVOC. ENIAC weight about 27 tons, size 8 feet into 100 feet into 3 feet. It consumed around 150 watts of power. Then in second generation year is 1956 to 1964. 1956 to 1964. Here we are using a material named as transistor. In last video, I am set that as 55 to 64. Here it shows 56 to 64 transistor. It have also advantage as disadvantage. Before we move on to the advantage and disadvantage, we have a small thing. I will give a small information about a transistor. If you want means you will note down it in your notebooks. It's a transistor. It's fully based on physics component, guys. In your 11th or 12th in your physics lab, ma'am will show you. This is known as transistor. It's used for transfer or resistance. The component used is, in this transistor, the component uses current and voltage. What is this? Current and voltage. It's used for amplification. See, each microchip, the primary building block is maximum fully of transistor only, including CPU. If you are opening a CPU means main building blocks, basic building blocks, all are done with the help of transistor only. It will create, this transistor only create a zeros and ones binary bits to communicate with, deal with a Boolean logic. When placed in different configuration, Transistors form a logic gates. With this transistor only we are using a logic gates. In chapter 2 we have a part 2 session. In that part 2 session you are going to discuss about a logic gates and or not gates. So that is a very interesting topic. In that topic fully covered with this transistor only. So the demerits is smaller compared to first generation. What is the smaller compared to first generation? So compared to first generation, it is smaller. Generated less heat, not less heat. Compared to first generation, it creates a less heat. Consumes less power. Compared to first generation, it consumes a less power. Punched cords were used. I show you, isn't it? Punched cords were used. It's a first storage device used in computer. Were used. Punched card were used in this transistor. In this second generation only, we are using the operating system. What is this operating system? That is based on batch processing and multi-programming operating system. Operating system means it will communicate the interface between the user and the computer hardware. It's like a translator. It works like a translator. It's communicate between a user and the computer hardware. That means we and computer hardware. It will acts as a translator. So in that operating system we have many branches: multi-processing, single processing, multi-programming. A lot of processing are there. In chapter 4 we will discuss that brief manner. Then in first generation machine level languages are used. In this second generation machine level language as well as assembly level language are used. If I asked in 5 mark means you will write a full question. That means a before slide, this slide, etc. So one tabular column is given in your book. From first generation to sixth generation you must memorize and write that 5 mark. In diagonal manner or you place your notebook in a rectangle shape you will write. So second generation computer named as IBM 1401. What is this IBM? Do you have any idea about this IBM? It's a leading American IT company, isn't it? International Business Machine Corporation. Business Machine Corporation. It's a leading American computer manufacturing company. It's in United States as well as in many abroads we have. In our Chennai also we have this IBM. So IBM 1401. It's a processor creating place. IBM 1401 as well as IBM 1620. I also used Univoc 1108. Other more versions. Is it clear? Third generation computer. The year is 1964 to 1971. The main component used is IC. It's very familiar thing, isn't it? We are in our day-to-day life we are using this ICs only. For a chip in our mobile, whole process is fully considered of ICs only. It's a small chip, a small piece of semiconductor material. It's a chip. The function, same function as a large circuit also made by this ICs only. With this help of thousands of ICs only, we are creating a computer. Thousands and lakhs of ICs are combined together and form a microprocessor. So that microprocessor is our fourth generation computer. In Enthran film, for example, in Enthran film, we are inserting one chip, red chip as well as black chip, isn't it? So it contains thousands and thousands of information. In a single chip itself, we have thousands information. Means scientists created this integrated circuit. It will store thousands and thousands of information compared to first generation and second generation. So scientists think that a single IC can make this kind of work. Means if we are combined thousands of ICs means what will have? So it will work a tremendous amount of energies as well as it will store tremendous amount of data. So that scientists end their research with the microprocessor, the combination of ICs. The advantages and disadvantages of third generations are computers were smaller, faster and more reliable. Smaller, faster and more reliable. The word reliable is a new term, isn't it? What is the meaning of this reliable? Reliable means trusted. Meaning of reliable is trusted. Meaning is changed from place to place, guys. I tell reliable meaning for a computer. More reliable means more trusted compared with other two generation. Consumed less power. Here only we are using high level languages. High level languages means programming languages, whatever language we are used for a programming. Nowadays we are using a high level languages only. We have three levels of languages: machine level languages, assembly level languages, and high level languages. Machine level languages is only known by the computer, that means zeros and ones, the binary language. Assembly language is known by both computer as well as a human, that means it's look like a opcode. It's fully depend upon a microprocessor. It's one of the paper, opcode paper. It will explain what is meant by assembly level language. High level language is known by only by us, that means a human only known a high level language, that is known as programming language. So third generation computers are IBM International Business Machine 360 series and a Honeywell 6000 series. What is this? Honeywell 6000 series. This is also one of the famous company, Honeywell company. Next one is fourth generation computer. The year for fourth generation computer is 1971 to 80. This is the pictorial representation of the microprocessor. Microprocessor is otherwise known as VLSI, very large scale integrated circuit. Nowadays this is one of the engineering branch, important branch in our BE VLSI design or MTech VLSI design or PhD VLSI design. Nowadays it's a very familiar coursework and a BE or MTech or anything. So some facts about microprocessor means it contains the electronic components. One chip we are placing on a single unit. It contains millions of very small components. It includes a transistor, resistor and diodes. In this ICs we are using more things. Very small IC. It contains millions of transistor, resistor as well as diodes that work together. They are work together and store values. In 20th century it was first introduced. The majority we are used not only in computers, we are used for mobile phones, car, in military weapons also we are using a microprocessor, and home applicants. Some of the home applicants also we are using. This is easily you are understanding means greeting cards. Did you see the greeting cards? That means a musical greeting cards. That means happy birthday to you greeting card. If you are opening that greeting card means the light will flash in between the wordings, isn't it? So that is made with the help of this microprocessor, small nut size chip only. So merits and demerits of this fourth generation computer is it's smaller and faster. Then this microcomputer, here only we are producing the microcomputer series as IBM and Apple were developed. Then portable computers are introduced here only. Here only the portable computers are introduced. A fifth generation computer. Here the year is 1918 to till date. Till date means now also we are using this fifth generation. The main components used is ULSI. What is the main components? ULSI. ULSI means ultra large scale integration. Ultra large scale integration. The ULSI means it's a process of integrating. It's a process of integrating millions of transistors in a same silicon semiconductor microchips. This was convinced during 1980s. It's a superior process of microchips, specifically 1886 series. In 1886 series we are most probably using this technologies ULSI. It's a successor to LSI and VLSI technologies. LSI it is not given in your book. LSI means large scale integration. Afterwards only we are introduced very large scale integration, so they skip LSI. So it's a successor to both LSI as well as VLSI technologies, but as both in the same category as VLSI only. So demerits and merits are parallel processing. What is this? Parallel processing. What does mean by parallel processing? A same work is done with a different person, that is known as parallel processing. At the same time, two persons are doing a same work in a different manner, isn't it? So that is known as parallel processing. For example, we are conducting a competition, drawing competition. or a drawing competition, not a speech or any competition. Drawing competition means you are the topic is given to you, but simultaneously you both are doing your work, isn't it? So that is known as parallel processing, a mode of operation in which a process is split into a parts which are executed simultaneously again and again. That means a simultaneous manner it will done with a different processor. So that is known as parallel processing. Next one is superconductors. What is the superconductors? What is mean by superconductor? Superconductor, it's a set of physical properties. That means it's most probably depends on physics related. So it will conduct electricity or consumes a power, etc. So next one is computer science size was drastically reduced. What is the meaning of drastically? Drastically means extremely reduced. So the size is very big, but here the size is very small. Can recognize the images and the graphics. In this computer only it will recognize the image and the graphics. Introduction of artificial intelligence and expert system. In fifth generation itself it will discuss about the artificial intelligence and the experts, but it's now also it's in a process only, able to solve high complex problem including decision making and logical reasoning. That means our reasoning ability, thoughts are problems are reduced. The computer have to solve the complex problem including a decision making also as well as in logical reasoning. A sixth generation computer, it is entirely different from other computers, students. So other generation in terms of not only in terms of a size, speed and a task, also these computers are called as an intelligent computer. In future only it will be introduced. It's a process. It start, but in future only it will be just one is human, another one is a artificial intelligent person. So it's based on artificial intelligence or artificial brains, whereas it uses the semiconductor as a raw material for its process. Moreover, in the sixth generation, voice recognition also present, which we dictate means it will recognize the words. By using the word only we are using. Now our mobile also have that much facility, isn't it? If some person is blind or not hearing means we are using that capability. The microphone is available in Google itself. If we didn't type or we didn't know means we are easily take out with the help of voice recognition. Suppose if we need to call some person means just click that Google Assistant and we are say any name like a computer or any girl name or boy name or anything means it directly connect a call to that person, isn't it? So this is the technique possibly monitoring many things. This is the diagram. It contains parallel as well as a distributed computing. These computers have become a smarter, faster and smaller. In this sixth generation only we have developed robotics. Then NLP. What is the meaning of NLP? Natural language processing. Natural language processing. This NLP is a subfield of linguistic, computer science, artificial intelligence, etc. It provides the interaction between the computers and the human language. In particular, how to program computers to process and analyze large number of natural languages data. This is known as NLP. Then development of voice recognition software. It's already developed. In our mobile itself, we have this recognition software. This is do you know that is given in your book. This is just for your reference. We are already discussed things only. Here given ENIAC. ENIAC means electronic numerical integrated calculator. This is the first digital computer. I show this computer in our last video, isn't it? Part 2. Introduction in part 2. We discussed about this ENIAC. It was invented by Prescott Hector and John Macaulay at the University of Pennsylvania, and begin construction in 1943 and not completed until 1946. Up to 1946 it won't be completed. It will take 3 to 4 years. It contains 1800 square feet. That means it's about 1800 square feet. It contains 1800. That means 18,000 vacuum tubes. How many vacuum tubes? 18,000 vacuum tubes, and it almost contains 50 tons. 50 tons means how much weight? Think that. ENIAC, it was a first digital computer. It's fully functioning. It's not a drawback. It doesn't have any drawback or anything. It's fully functioning. Here it shows OGR. What is this? OGR as well as OCR. OCR means optical character recognition. It used nowadays in a supermarket. They are scanning the code with the help of an optical recognition thing, isn't it? Each and every product we are buying in supermarket or anything, that is given by a barcode or character recognizing symbol only. We are only scanning that. If we are scanning that material only, we know what is the MRP rate for that material. That means a soap or shampoo or anything. Here one more other word is given, that is optical Grammy recognition. What is the meaning of optical Grammy recognition? So in Indus scripts, that means Indus Valley civilization area, there are a lot of symbols and a lot of inscriptions are there. With the help of DLNN, this is the expansion, important expansion, DLNN, a deep learning neural network. Deep learning neural network, it's one of the part of artificial intelligence. What this kind of things will do means, if we are giving a photograph of any animals or any inscriptions or anything, means it will scan the images. Whenever we are scanning the images means that below that image it will give a full history of that image. In this Grammy sequence, totally we have 417 symbols. How many symbols? 417 symbols, and 3700 plus text inscriptions are there. So export level status, again each and every year the symbols may be added in this manner. If they are taking a photographs or scan of any image of about a Indus Valley civilization, means it shows to recognize which kind of inscription that is and what are the things that means needed about this inscriptions are given as a data below. In the 6th generation only we are discuss about artificial neural network. In the 6th generation we are discussed about natural language processing as well as DLNN, deep learning neural network processing. It's easily understand and affordable by the humans. It is used to develop a computer program to understand the human nature, Next topic is data and information. Before we move on to this topic, this is also we are already discussed, isn't it? But again we are going to discuss because it's in our book. So we all know what a computer is. What is this? What a computer is. This is the line given in your book. This means what is a computer? The question is what is a computer? If supposed I ask what is a computer, means you will write this as an answer. This is the first book back 2 mark, that is 2.1. This is the answer for question what is a computer. We know the answer very well, no need to read this, but I read this. It's an electronic device that processes the input according to the set of instruction provided to it and gives the desired output at very fast rate. What is the meaning of this? Computer is an electronic device. How it will be processed? It will get a input. It will get a input or a set of instruction, whatever instruction that is provided by the users, and it will be processed inside the CPU. Then afterwards it will give a output to us or display a output to us at very fast rate. What is the definition? Repeat with me. It's an electronic device. Repeat with me. It's an electronic device that processes the input according to the set of instructions provided to it and gives the desired output at very fast rate. What is this? At very fast rate. This is the book pack question 2.1. So if I ask this question means you will write this answer. So next one is computers is very versatile. We know very well it's used in very lot of places like forecasting, booking airlines, railways, in education, research, etc. Then the difference between data and information. It is not it's not given as a table in your book. It's just given as a theory of our book. That means the in our book it's given as only one paragraph, that is data and information. So one paragraph. Why I am creating a table means it's a second 2 mark of your book. If I didn't put a table means you didn't memorize, you ask blah blah things to me. So that's why me also created a table and show you. This is the second 2 mark of our book. Question number 2.2. Distinguish between data and information. What is this? Distinguish between data and information. The definition for data is it's an unprocessed collection of raw facts. What is mean by unprocessed data? That means anything like a 2, 4 or anything, your name or number or anything. That is unprocessed. It's suitable for communication. It's suitable for communication, interpretation. How pronounce this? Interpretation or processing. Without any mistake, you must memorize and write the definition. It's a must thing. A data is defined as an unprocessed collection of raw facts suitable for communication, interpretation or processing. So example for data is any number like 1, 3, 4, 16. Kavita, it's a string, isn't it? It's a string. C is a character. A single letter is considered as a character. A collection of characters are combined together and form a word means that is known as a string. This will not give any meaningful message. This will not give any meaningful message. But information means a processed data. It's a processed data or meaningful data with a structured information. For example, Kavita is 16 years old. Kavita is 16 years. It's a completed sentence, isn't it? It have the girl named as Kavita. She is 16 years old. She is now 16 years old. In this sentence, we know the name of the girl. Not only know the name of the girl, also we know the age of the girl. So this information is about Kavita. It conveys some meaning to us. So the conversion of data into information is called data processing. This is the 1 mark, important 1 mark. Listen carefully. What is this? This kind of conversion. The conversion of data into information is called as data processing. What is this? Data processing. Is it clear? The same definition is given here with a small changes. A computer is an electronic device that takes raw data. That means unprocessed data. Here 2, 5, isn't it? We are giving the data. So unprocessed data as an input with the help of keyboard or anything from the users. Here we are sending the information. Then process it under the control of set of instruction called program. That means a CPU. If we are giving a plus means it will be process something and it will save the result 7 and it produce the result as a output. It's a output. So this is the input. This is the process and this is the output. The figure is shown. If anyone asks draw a figure for data and information means you will draw this figure. I hope you all understand today's video, isn't it? A small recap of the today's session, guys. Just for a small recap, we have discussed the generation of the computer. Here 6 generations are there. The period is 1940 to 56, 56 to 64, 64 to 71, 71 to 80, 80 to till date in futures. I think you are all very struggling to memorize this year, isn't it? So a simple trick for you. It's a starting year. You remember the starting year 40 to 56. That means 16 years. Totally how many years? 16 years. Then 16 years, 40 plus 16, 56, isn't it? Then you divide the 16 into 8. 2. If you are dividing this with 2, second generation. So that's why you are dividing means 8 means 56 to 64 duration is 8 years. 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. 8 years. Also third generation also the year gap is 8. So 64 to 71. But in fourth generation it remains 9 years. Between year is 9. So first generation duration gap is 16, second generation duration gap is 8, third generation duration gap is 8, fourth generation duration gap is 9. Then afterwards 1918 to till date and in futures. Here we are using vacuum tubes, transistor, ICs, microprocessor, very large scale integrated circuit, ultra large scale integration, ULSI. Then afterwards we just discuss about 6th generation computing, then ENIAC, optical character recognition, optical Grammy recognition, DLNN, deep learning neural network. Then we are discussed about artificial intelligence. Afterwards, we discussed about data and information. What is meant by data and what is meant by information. In that topic also we have what is a computer. So we covered 2 book pack 2 marks as well as 1 5 mark. 2 book pack 2 markers, what is computer, then distinguish between data and information. Then afterwards we discussed 1 5 mark, that means second 5 mark named as discuss the various generations of computer. In next class we are continuing the chapter. So take care of your health, be safe, have a nice day guys. Thank you.